Honestly, I think Friday night was one of Tage Thompson's worst performances in his entire NHL career. I know I'm just some TV guy, but I think Tage could tell you that too. Between his costly turnovers and gangly skating, it draws some questions about his health right now. Well, last night, his health was brought up in the locker room, and Thompson said, "It's none of our business." And I think that only grew suspicions. Look, this is a stressful time of the year, more than any game in the regular season. And for Thompson, it's the first time having to deal with all of that pressure in his career. Yes, the expectations are higher for him as one of the star players, but it's still uncharted territory. Guys like Alex Tuch know what it's like to be tightly wound in the postseason, and he also knows the type of player and person Tage is. And to that, he's not concerned about his mindset going into Montreal for Game 3.
Not focus on what's happened in the previous shifts and just move on to the next shift. We're also learning what went wrong too. I think Tage has been unbelievable at that throughout the entire season. And he's been a gamer for us. He's been a game changer for us each and every game. And so, no, I mean, it can be tougher at times, heightened emotions in the playoffs, but the teams that are able to control your emotions and bounce back the quickest and stay as even keeled as possible, I think is the team that usually becomes victorious.
Tuch also added that he could be better too, and that no one is harder on Tage than himself. Well, Tuch's optimism in Thompson found its way to Lindy Ruff's office too. As the Sabres packed up and left for Montreal today, he knows this team has been in a situation like this in the regular season and even in this year's playoffs. As someone who's coached a handful of different playoff teams, Ruff has been around enough hockey to know how these sorts of series go. But it doesn't take years of experience like he has to see that the Sabres were in an identical spot against the Boston Bruins after Game 2 of Round 1. Now, do I think the Sabres are going to come out on Sunday and blow out the Habs like they did to the Bruins in Game 3? No. But it's been shown that this team plays better with its backs against the wall.
Sometimes when you're winning, you don't ever think you're going to lose in the playoffs. And then when you lose one, you don't ever think you're going to win again. Same type of emotion we had after, Game 2 in the previous series. We knew we had to go and play really well in Boston, and we did. The whole year we've answered the call with, we had a couple stretches. Even after our 10-game winning streak, we played a terrible game in Columbus, and we bounced back with real good hockey. So really just reset, refocus. Let's take the temperature down a little bit.
The team left for Quebec this afternoon for Sunday's Game 3 matchup against the Canadiens at 7 p.m. As for the rest of the league, we have 2 games on the slate tonight. First, we'll see if the Hurricanes get their second sweep in a row in Game 4 against the Flyers in Philadelphia. That one just got underway, and later on tonight, it's the other undefeated team in the playoffs. The Colorado Avalanche traveled to the Minnesota Wild for Game 3.